Welcome back, and it's time to get hype as the battle for the second spot in the Juggernaut match is coming right up. Rascal Jester, currently on a 10-game win streak, the only team to beat DFM, versus Sengoku Gaming, who apparently have a secret weapon in their pocket.
Apparently. I think a good matchup in the bottom lane would really twist this one around. Solon Secret in the 2v2, really key to how Rascal Jesters have been winning. Have been twisting this game out of control. No doubt we might see a return of NT's Tom Kench from early weeks, which I thought was really special. It didn't look so good before Sengoku started dropping a few games, but in early weeks, it looked really, really good. And anything like that would be quite exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, I would love to see, both NT and Secret have been both playing so many different champs in the bot lane. I think both of them are like 5 different champions or 4 different unique champions in the past 4 or 5 games. So that's going to be really fun to see their champion pools be tested. The matchup between Honey and Soul is always a fun one to watch because both of these two marksman players are really good at League of Legends. But, looking to see who's going to get that carry performance out of who. Like, are they going to permaban the Jinx? Because both of these players are damn good at Jinx. So maybe looking to see a lot of action towards the bot lane. We know Once is just going to literally do whatever he wants because the man is actually an anomaly when it comes to the jungle. And I'm really excited for this matchup. Like, I'm in my chair buzzing a little bit. Maybe it's the energy drink I shotgunned earlier. Who knows? But this is going to be a fun one. It's a 1-1 tiebreaker game, the head-to-head. Also playoffs implications. Like, everything is going into this matchup to make it such a potential banger.
It's completely huge because if in the hypothetical that they both end up on, I can't remember what the sort of scoreline would be.
13-5?
Yeah, so if Sengoku win, they'd both be on 13-5, which means they'd probably both finish the split on 16-5, and Sengoku would win because of the tiebreaker. That's the important point I was working my way around to. If Rascal Jesters win, that means that they could potentially drop a game or two, a game, let's say, of the remaining 3, and still make it through because of their preferential. So winning this game is absolutely key to both of these teams. And while we were saying, 10-win streak for Rascal Jesters, the only team to beat DFM, they've been absolutely fantastic form for basically the entire second half of the split, I want to say.
Haven't dropped a game since the first round robin.
Yeah, that's kind of insane. And yet, we look at this, and this is actually the closest, this is actually a really close matchup, despite the Jester's insane performance.
It is. We've sort of highlighted the bot lane. The bot lane for these teams is really exciting, but if you go all across the map, I know there's a particular lane you want to talk about in a minute, Brack, so I won't go too deep. Both junglers have been shown up. I think Hachimachi just sent a picture of his kid earlier and was like, we're all so excited for Sengoku on Twitter. It's just super cute. Both teams have such a lot to prove here. The top has been kind of neutral, kind of even. Eno has had some huge performances. Paz has had some huge performances. Both tend to play the lesser carries, your Nars, your Camille's. Once in the jungle, the Lee Sin is so scary. And then, of course, there's that mid lane.
There sure is the mid lane, and I want to shout out Recap versus Jet. Both of these players have been huge factors in their team's successes. I mean, the win rate graphic alone says all that need be said. Recap: 5 games on Veigar, 5 games on Ahri. The lowest win rate on any of these champions is 50%, and on that rise, this man has been absolutely insane since the big upward swing of the Jester's momentum earlier.
Yeah, those are some primo numbers to be at the top of that table. And oh man, the Ahri pick, ever since her change and arguing what to build, how to do it, how to make her as viable as possible. I know Namera has lots of words on that. But yeah, both of these two just are so good at the champion. I've been doing very well. The 5 games from recap though, like, oh man, coming into this season, I was really already impressed with him on his how he played his Vigar, and just to see him keep going upward and being so good on multiple champions. The Zillion game was pretty fun. The man can do some crazy things, but yes, definitely looking towards the mid lane as a really fun matchup to watch to get underway. Like, if you want to talk about bans, there's so many places to start with, you know?
Yeah, between the Vegars and the Aries, your approach, your denials, there is just so much between these two players. It's kind of huge. I think these are the only two to have not dropped a game on the Ari. I think it was played in one of DFM's defeats. Might be wrong there. But in any case, such a huge statistic when the pick has been so volatile. An Ari from behind or an Ari that cannot be proactive in the assassination just looks so useless, so ridiculous. And that's happened in the LJL. It's happened all across the world, LEC, LCK, LPL as well. And just to see that these two mid laners are consistently able to identify what they need to do, push it forwards, and be such a huge core part of their team really speaks to the strength of the LJL this split and how our top teams really are pushing the envelope.
Absolutely. And I have amused myself by going on Games of Legends. The entirety of the Sengoku roster have KDAs between 5 and 6. Jet and Honey both on 5.9. Has on 5.5, once on 5.3, and then NT on 5.
That's nuts. 5 KD and a support, man.
Well, Secret's on 5.5.
I know, but just in general, what? That's so good.
Really, these are both very, very good support players. And of course, we basically talk eternally about how strong the AD carry role is in the LJL. You already alluded to it. Sol and Honey, both huge carry players. In fact, Sol, 81.6% kill participation on a carry. So this man does not like just sitting in lane for most of the game. He is always going to be rolling up with Secret to get those Drake fights, contest Heralds most of the time as well, and be a really proactive force for his team.
It's called the Honey Show for a reason, right? Like, NT's always there. He is the God, the characters evaded me. There's Bugs Bunny and then there's the duck, but it's always Bugs Bunny and
Daffy.
it's no Daffy Duck. That's it. You know, he's in every other frame, but he's only there half the time. And then, sorry, he's in every frame. Wow, my brain. Everyone only sees him half the time. He's in every frame. He's always there, part of the show. Sengoku have just had such a fantastic dynamic with that. And then Sol and Secret really turning around. There was a lot of criticism for them in early weeks. They would try and force 2v2s. They would try and adapt in ways that didn't really line up with reality. And it really costs Jesters those 5 all-important losses early on. And now that they've got it together, we've seen a huge upswing. And the round robins have just kept coming, and they've just kept coming.
And they don't stop. They don't stop coming. They don't stop coming.
They don't stop coming, baby.
It's tough.
I actually didn't realize, because I apparently don't look at stats as much as I should. Honey has 8 games on Jinx.
8.
Oh yeah.
I have a feeling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's surprising how little Jinx has been banned. But considering this game, I believe the Jesters have blue side. Then Sol is no stranger to Jinx.
Yeah.
6 games on it himself. So I feel like the option. Unless we see the same sort of level of Hecarim priority that we have been the entirety of the day, then potentially a B1 Jinx is an option.
It's a good thing to highlight the Hecarim, but normally stops the reverse Jinx in some fashion. The Zeri being banned away, I think, is quite likely. Honey showed up on that really well, hasn't been able to get that pick reliably over the course of the season. And yeah,
1 game each.
AD carry picks, super volatile, but super important. I'd be surprised if they're not first round priorities.
I would agree. Both these teams, very strong mid laners, as we highlighted, very strong AD carries. The Ari pick, the Jinx pick, I'm looking at those a lot. Both of these players, both players on both teams, are absolutely ridiculous and masterclassing these champions. Honey on Jinx, this man is ridiculous. Very rarely do you see a Jinx zap and then flash forward into multiple people and get multiple kills out of it and stay alive. This Honey is such a great player on his Jinx and like Soul rather plays Jinx in a different way, I would say. Definitely more the distance, keeping that distance in great positioning. Where Honey just says, oh, I have 2 items, I'm gonna be melee Jinx and win every fight for some reason. So I definitely think that both the pools of the mid laners and the marksmen will be challenged. And yeah, we talked about the Hecarim pick. Both once and Hachimecha played it. Maybe could be that, all important linchpin in the composition for either of these teams. So I'm very excited to get in the draft and see how that's going to go.
And perfect timing, Crow, as we are ready to get into draft. The certified banger to close out the day, guys. Take it away. Have fun. This is gonna be great.
Thank you, Breck. And we are into Champion Select. We mentioned some AD carry takeaways, Crow, but we didn't think it would be Sengoku taking away the Zeri.
Yeah. So yeah, like we had touched on it, Soul and Honey have both a game of Zeri, so can take that off the table, and also taking the Kaisa away from Soul. Very nice to see, but immediately the Hecarim, there it is. We talked about if it's going to be left up or picked first, or banned or picked first, and yeah, it's going to be Rascal Jester taking away the Hecarim pick.
It's gone. It's gone. And Rascal Jester's bans tell another story. This is all target access. This is speaking to Veigar in the middle lane, nearly with no doubt. The Ahri, LeBlanc, and Hecarim all giving that little Yordle mage so much trouble. The Jinx with Hecarim banned away, a for sure blue one. As, they thought about Zinzao for a moment, but Piltover's least favorite criminal coming through first. Did speak about the Tom Kench. This was something we saw early weeks from NT as a sort of perma-spam. I'd be interested to see what they're going to answer the Jinx with here. We don't have the Kaiser still available, so it might be a return to the Aphelios.
Yeah, whenever Honey didn't get on the Jinx, he did get on the Aphelios, and there it is, the Tom Kench Aphelios. Okay, so yeah, just talking about that target denial from RJ. Sengoku with some target denial of their own, gonna pick up that Kench. He is unbenched for this game, and Honey and NT already got that bot lane secured.
I'm always excited when Tom Kench is in the game. It's, edges and moments where people can just be eaten away. Where the engage comes in. Hachimecha from downtown Disney will be picking up the Parky Poppy. That'll surely be for him. And it pairs up nicely with recaps of Veigar, alluded to by those blue one bans. Yet little Yordle Mage has been so good for recap this split. It has been a core part of Rascal Jester's way through the second round robin. And with that, Sengoku can either look to mid or jungle here. Looks like they will be picking up the Jarvan. If you're hovering that now, you are going for target engage. It does open up a Thresh. They will have to ban that away in the second round. Unless they really, really want to play on struggle mode.
Yeah, okay, gonna pick up the Jarvan for once. I mean,
yeah, they've picked up the target access that they were trying to get banned away from.
Yeah, I respect it. I mean, the lead was up, but I just don't see the lead being such a good option because, Poppy. But then again, Jarvan, same thing. Poppy will still deny. You're going to go ahead and ban out the Rakan here to get some of that protection away for Soul. And also, another engage option. So, so far, the Rascal Jester composition, very much scaling, very much stay away. Is the Orianna ban coming out? Okay.
Yeah, Orianna would lend quite nicely here, sort of pile everything on the Aphelios. Anyone who dives towards him opens himself up for a shockwave. No Thresh ban here from Sengoku is a bit of a head scratcher. Sure, Thresh isn't the best into Tom Kench in the bottom lane. The flavor rarely useful, as that the Kench is all in or all out. But it does give Jarvan a huge issue when trying to approach the Jinx, trying to get in as an Echo lock-in. That is a classic counter to the Veigar. This is reaching deep into Jet's champion pool.
Man, I have not seen Jet play this Echo, but yeah, you're right about the matchup when it comes to Veigar versus Echo. Something I've tested a lot, and yeah, that just allows him to dip in and out, pick his battles, pick the fights a lot more in the favor of Jet. And This is starting to get interesting. And what will RJ pick? Oh, the Zillion lock-in. Okay.
All right, we're going even deeper. In my mind, that should have been an instant Thresh-Nar, but never mind. We're going to go a bit further around the wheel, a bit further around the clock, as Secrets Zillion will no doubt be returning here. A little bit of extra time to pick for the top lane. They're going to discuss some extra things. Maybe they think this Jarvan is flexible. It is playable with a Hull Breaker. It's a bit niche. It's a bit special. Instead, it will be the Renekton. Yeah, with 3 melees, potentially 4 melee characters here from Sengoku, they would struggle to approach a Zillion Veigar together, despite nullifying the Veigar in lane, perhaps. That would be quite difficult for Sengoku.
Definitely would be difficult in the big team fights, even in the small skirm. No, okay, so...
That's more like it. That's what I know. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Ray Faki cosplay here for Paz.
And that'll actually, I mean, I understand what they wanted to do there as, you know, go ahead and give the Gragas a try, unless this switch is, no, okay.
Nothing too crazy here. Paz did talk in interview about how they wanted to try something special, something new here against this Rascal Jester side, and this truly looks like it, a return to the Tahm Kench, and then double dive in mid and jungle, followed up with the Gragas himself. Dive also an option. The disengage extra in the top lane. And with that, the Gragas should give them an option to tie that top side together in the small unit fights. Indeed, it'll be a little different here from Sengoku, not something we've seen before.
Yeah. One interesting thing to note here, the composition that RJ is running, they ran it back in a few games ago, like right before they started their win streak. Right before they started that win streak, they actually did do Renekton, Poppy, Jinx in that combination, and they lost the Burning Core.
That was a better Burning Core than
that
the one we're used to right now.
It was a better Burning Core, but this is arguably a better Sengoku. So
Indeed.
Seeing how this composition is going to work out, how these fights are going to get into, it's going to be interesting. Just because, you know, a lot of Sengoku's composition is very full dive. You know, you have the Gragas Body Slam coming in, you have all of Jarvan's kit, and also the first half of Echo's phase dive is a dash. It's a dash, then a blink. So all those are cancelable by Hachimecha's steadfast presence. We'll have to see how he's going to use it. And he did go phase rush Poppy as well.
Just to get into position to deny a little more, make Paz jet and wants his life that much harder. Sengoku must have prepared this one this week. This is hopefully something they've been trying to get in against Rascal Jesters, denying them their favorite Veigar setup, and instead pushing them onto something a little different. Only slightly different, but they will find the advantage here in the early game. It's yet to be seen. This all-important match for Juggernaut standings gets underway. Sengoku will lead into the jungle early, try and get a little extra information on where Hachimecha is going. And with that, both junglers on the top side, it's all to play in this clash of titans.
Man, this all important game here. The head-to-head tiebreaker, the playoffs position game. It's so many things riding on this game, and we're getting right into it here as this beginning Jet versus recap. You know, early in the game probably going to be ruled out by Jet. You would feel just better in lane with this Echo against the Veigar.
It can be done. Slightly oppressive because it clears so well from range, and then when you do push that wave in slightly faster, the Echo gets advanced options, can try it and bait out some cooldowns, attack your opponent directly, or indeed just leave. Both completely viable. And we'll see that here, Jet coming forwards.
Perfect level 2 combo right there from Jet, getting maximum damage off with both, all 3 procs of the passive, that Z-Drive Resonance. And just gonna force recap to take a little breather, put a ward. I like the position of that ward, the mouth of the river walkway rather. Like that ward. Hachimecha will get spotted out by raptors here, so yeah, both junglers on the bot side of the map. We were talking about it before draft and how pivotal the marksmen for both of these teams are. And yeah, I expect to see jungle proximity a lot featured down there.
Yeah, it's particularly high post level 4 when Secret can get that double bomb a little more reliably, a little lower cooldown, and when Tom Kench has everything on, so he has the second health bars once, will not spot that ward. That's really sad. We'll be completely on vision here. The Jesters will look to match. Maybe in the bottom lane, the crab goes down, the timing lining up, but once his movements will be known, the pressure will keep on in the bot lane.
Yeah, and Recap just gonna play a little bit back. I mean, sure he has the event horizon to block off a lot of distance, but I don't want to run face first into a Jarvan Echo, as once he's gonna double crab, get all the experience, and Spock can get some gold for him too. And so far, so chill. Very opposite of what happened in the previous game here.
I think my expectations have been colored somewhat by the absolute disaster that was V3 DFM's early game. That was it was so special. I don't know. I'm still not over it. You're right, Crow. You're right. I'm still living there.
As we do get the little bit of a 1v1 skirmish to the top lane.
I know. A grass proc is the most exciting thing of the last 2 minutes.
So oh my goodness. What's going to hit first? The cask of the blade.
Belly bot. Oh, there it is. It's huge.
Great return off that. Just healing up. As there will be
gosh, we cursed it.
My goodness.
We cursed it. All right, a little too relaxed.
We had to, yep. We get the absolute banger of the first game. Just super high blitz, high action, high octane all the time. And unfortunately in this one, we get a whole pause. Man,
All right, the stakes a lot higher in this one. Understandable why no explosions have happened in the early game. Both teams just boxing with shadows for now, trying to figure this one out. Yeah, I expect to sort of see this continue. Sengoku, they have the dive options. If they use them and it goes wrong, it is a disaster. So instead, they will wait for the optimal time in which to get that Echo out of lane, in which to attack this Rascal Jester side that is set up with multiple carry threats. The setup to take over the game with the Zillion and deny that first pick. All to play for. Crow, I'm so excited. Juggernaut matches are one of my favorite things in League of Legends. I love double elimination, and to just have that super qualifier spot into finals, which means so much to these teams.
Yeah, no, oh my god, like Juggernaut matches are so much fun to watch. Just how much is on the line, how much is at stake. And both of these teams realize that. Both of these teams have that mentality. You can see neither want to make the tiniest of mistakes in this early game to potentially give up that early lead. And like, yeah, the RJ side has a lot more like of the scaling. You want to wait for this to really come online with the Vigar, with the Jinx. Wait for those two pivotal carries, how we keep talking about, to get their items, maybe 2 item spike, and then put some pressure on some stuff. But Sengoku, I can feel them wanting to push the go button. Like, it's their fingers on the trigger, it's on the pulse. They're like right there. As soon as they see someone out of position, once will probably just flag drag, go in full combo. Really,
it's a far cry from my Jarvan performances in solo queue, which is flash EQ at level 3 every time. Somehow they would never expect that. And every time it gets them every time. Talking of every time we get back into games, something tends to happen quite quickly. I didn't expect such a CS lead for once here. Because he has cleared a little more of his jungle, and it will be a catch up here for Hatch. Just after he clears away these wolves, so not the end of the world, but odd to see Jarvan with his CS lead. So hope to see more. Jet's going to try blindsiding. Recap here, you can do that with champions like your Lux, like your Echo, who can just move out of the fog of war, engage from long range.
Yeah, just, back in the stalemate, lots of farming. 5 minutes in and no kills this game. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I believe we were spoiled a little bit in our
game. This is more LJL, I think. what we experienced earlier today.
Right.
The invade does come through.
Okay, just trading jungle camps back and forth. getting some vision down. Oh man, the battle lines are drawn as Sengoku, they're just going to go ahead and take this early dragon. We do have NT there to help out once, as DetonatioN is pretty beefy, can take a lot of damage and help take neutral objectives very fast.
A lot of magic damage, a lot of base damage. The attack speed coming through.
Jack walk down for insurance. And yeah, first dragon of the game going over to Sengoku.
I like this from Sengoku when everything is tense and everything is close. As you know, really pushing the envelope here. Paz will just continue to clear the wave, so we'll bash him back. But yeah, taking first dragon in a full scaling game just gives you that extra insurance policy, and just lets you scale up and say like, hey, if we're gonna get all the dragons, that's just an extra thing. Hopefully, we don't bleed a gold advantage for it. So we'll give gold advantage. One stuck in the river. He has a little more gold than Hatch. Hatch is slightly caught out. That's the Gravitum. It's following through.
Yeah, no, he's done here. Done up, run up. I say that. Oh, he flashes in. Burning down and will go down. Once will pick up that kill. And here's the rest of RJ coming in. But they're stuck in the Vent Horizon. Honey surviving by a sliver of his tongue as he will get away. Can't say the same for Recap, as here is Jet doing Echo things, and that's a 3 for 0 for the side of Sengoku just off of that.
That was a huge engage. No doubt we'll get a replay in just a second. And we'll come through. We'll see how this one develops. Honey starts off with the Gravitum nice and easy. Sets up for the Tahm Kench. That 1-2 punch so strong. And once we'll have to flash and flag here to put it forward. This was so scary. Recap, even though he's trapped in and the flash sort of failed over the wall, nearly takes out Honey, nearly gets him down with the Event Horizon into Baleful Strike. And just look at this from NT, just so stylish. Gets the stun down. Jet, when separated, manages to take off that last remaining member, was lining up for his ultimate, but not required at this stage. So that mid lane pressure maintained. Sengoku take an early lead with a fantastic first skirmish. They approach Rascal Jesters respectfully and are rewarded.
Yeah, and like you said, that could have gone so bad for Sengoku in that tri-bush. If Recap had not fail flashed, he would have been on the other side of that wall, had the Event Horizon up. Like, it would have been fish in a barrel.
It would have been close. Yeah, it would have been close. I don't think he had much mana left, to be honest. But still, you never want that Veigar to just get 2 or 3 Qs off. Champion's so scary. Even at this stage without scaling up much. That is still a 5th of your health every few seconds.
Yeah, and it looks like they're going to cool things down a bit. Rascal Jester going to try and regain something on the map, try to get some tempo going. As Sengoku, you know how they play once they get a little bit of a lead. As NT going for the flash devour here, as Honey will clean up that kill. And unfortunately, Soul could do nothing about it.
Yeah, a little bit of an uncharacteristic 2v2 loss for Sol and Secret. Secret just so vulnerable. Paz is going to ult Eno here. I think it's bait. I don't think once he's going to get in time. But yeah, that is just so crazy. We've spoken of the importance of the bot lane, how Sol and Secret have been pivotal to this 10-win streak here. I think the pressure of Sengoku causing Rascal Jesters a little bit of trouble. As the Bazillion, will be easy pickings for NT. That is just so scary to see at this stage. Sengoku really enjoying sort of that smooth, controlled mid-game. They keep fishing for this top lane. I think they want to put pressure on here. They really want to get into the Herald.
Yeah, I think I just have to give this up as 4 members of Sengoku are up here now that NT is here. Just, oh man, Sengoku really controlling this early game off of those 4 kills they got in bot lane after that skirmish. Just completely went awry for Rascal Jester. And
they got him.
Catch out.
Ooh, no, the red smite.
No way. Secret did not burn down all the way from that, surprisingly enough, and he will escape with his life. Speedy Time Lord gets out as, yeah, Sengoku just showing if you step wrong in the slightest bit, they will take you out.
Well, rewarded for their vision over the wall. Yeah, Honey and Sol in the bottom lane will duel. I can only imagine that going in Honey's favor right now. Items pretty even, but the experience advantage, the summoner spell advantage soon. to be had for Sengoku's AD carry. As once will take away the Rift Herald. So objective permanence here found by Sengoku. 5-0, both objectives to their name. It will be on Rascal Jester to find a way back in here. They need to find a moment to choose who take their fight. And I think Second Dragon wouldn't be the worst.
Yeah, it does look like RJ do have the priority on Second Dragon, as Once is still on the top side of the map. He is moving down now, as it is Cloud Drake that has spawned. Does not look like they want to go for it, though. Just don't feel like they're in a position to try and start it without, massive repercussions going Sengoku's way. Recap does have Predator available now that he has his boots. As, Honey does land a Gravitum stun. But no follow-up there.
It's just a bit of a trade. Keeping it nice and easy, No need to push the envelope out just yet. Priority to be found over that Cloud Dragon in the short course. Jet trading forwards here. Trying to find a way in. Once is up and around the dragon. Hatcha not far away. Sorry, Hatcha as NT will engage.
Oh yeah, that's the Gravitum Stone they wanted. That's the follow-up they're gonna. There's the Ignite, Devour. Once again, NT getting the better of Secret as the collapse is coming down. Blast Cone taken by Once here. Hachimecha is here to answer, to try and help out Soul dissuade this dive. Once does have Herald in his back pocket. Could pop it. There's Honey goes a little bit too close to the tower. Takes the tower shot, I believe. Has to burn the heal to get out. Once
trading everything for a little extra damage on Soul and getting the wave in. When he defended by his teammates will get away. And the dragon as well. That is Ocean and Cloud to Sengoku. That might be a more damage-oriented Soul, which would be all important here in getting this dive team into position. With that coming through, our Rift will change, and it will be... Game? Hey! Inferno.
Okay. Wow. Definitely a Dragon Soul both teams would love to get. Sengoku just really in control right now as Jet. He sees them on the map. He does not care. The man is like, all right, that's fine. Got double rings going. Got the Dark Seal. Got the Dorans. He's just chilling. Like, the man bought Merc Treads. Like, he just really does not care. This man's like, all right, I'm cool. It's whatever. As Shelly will be dropped and get a charge off. And, ooh, wow, the Parallel Convergence dropped in, and they immediately pop Hachimecha for it. Recap will get a return onto Once for their transgressions. Unfortunately, the mid lane tower does not drop, and that's the first kill of the game for Rascal Jester, going on to the man that you want it to be on.
Indeed, Recap picking up that takedown, all important. Sengoku going a little too far in. The tower. Stun does come through. Jet taking a little low. He won't mind too much. Ultimate still available. But Sengoku pushing the envelope a little too hard, too fast. A chance. Paz in this top lane will be able to hold this wave. Yeah, both these characters very keen to bop each other and not do a lot else. Some classic top lane gameplay.
Temporal, both Ino and Paz are just sitting up there, 0-0-0.
Yep.
Playing Farm Simulator.
I haven't seen a Hullbreaker Renekton before, but I completely understand it this game.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Y'all just Blade Kingdom all day. Yeah, it's cool. Wow. State of the map right now. Sengoku up 6 kills. Only a 3K-ish gold lead, so nothing too terrible for RJ to not be able to come back from.
Yeah.
Would love to see Hachimecha be a little bit more active on the map. Just being able to respond to Once's path gank timings.
The counter gank really would be the angle here as Jet will go in.
Oh, okay. Here it is. There is the Keeper's Verdict and the body slam into the wall. Jet will heal up to full off of that ultimate and has the speed and flash to get out of there. Gets the tower, gets the ultimate for it. On the backside Once. Oh no, Hachimecha. He does have flash to get out. We'll only have to burn the head steadfast. But yeah, just Jet. Like we said, he just does not care. Completely unbothered.
Completely unbothered. The attack on mid lane will take the tower down. Talking of tower down, Ino Try and do as much as he can with that hull breaker on the top side. Paz struggling to clear the minion wave away. That is the only economic victory for Rascal Jesters right now. Sort of the no doubt gold lead up in this top side. This will be exacerbated once the tower goes. With Honey taking down that bottom tower as well. That is an open map for Sengoku. They now have options for their dive composition. Whichever way they try and push it forwards. Whichever way Rascal Jesters pairs up the Poppy and it pairs up their cooldowns with the dive will be the answer here. This is a very, very interesting Gragas taking down the wave situation. Thank you, observers. Yep.
I don't know if that was an accident or not, but Soul kind of just threw his Jinx rocket down the middle of the lane and like not even towards anybody. I'm gonna assume it's a misclick because I just was like, wait, was that going for somebody? As we have the dive onto bot lane here, TP will be committed from Paz to stave off the dive, and yeah, RJ just immediately leaving as Jet is on pursuit. But when you're running at a Zillion, he has the ability to either completely halt your movement or just make his team faster. And it looks like they're trying to make it faster. They get a catch on the empty body slam, narrowly misses the clip of that wall. TP on the backside. Here comes Ino. Dominus is already popped as he's going to go straight in. So many stuns, so little time as Soul claims the kill onto NT. Jet will return it back on a secret. No ult in time for him. And he passes up against 3 explosive casts. Knocks Ino over into the side of Honey, but he gets a Renekton right on top of his face. Meanwhile, on the backside, Soul and Recap will be taken down, and this is a complete ace, a complete wipe from Sengoku. Not the fight that RJ wanted to go their way, not the way they wanted it to happen, but the result is all the same. Once and Honey doing so much work in that fight.
So much work indeed. They will pick up the dragon off the back of it as we go through this replay. A bit of a staggered engage. NT here picking off a Tahm Kench, picking off a Zillion. Early fight is a very, very good way to make sure their cooldowns don't matter so much. See NT, they throw all of the CC here. Jet on the backside does the same, will throw his ultimate at taking down Secret Zillion and leads the Rascal Jesters back into Paz, into that Gragas, which can just slow down time. And Recap, unfortunately, falls afoul. Honey, the guns change at the pivotal moment. He was Graviton Severum, which is just not the way, but with the Chakrams, able to do the damage, able to stay alive long enough for once to come in and take down, to remove the hull breaker, to get the Lizard Wizard out of this fight. And with that, Sengoku continued to push forwards. NT really, really showing off his confidence here. A nice macro adaptation. Sengoku sending an extra member bot and pushing out top with their jungler. Really rewards them as the fight afterwards pushes them to a 7,000 gold lead.
Yeah, and it's just really unfortunate, because Ino had the perfect position. He's like, oh, I'm left alone with the AD carry and I'm a Renekton? Bet. But unfortunately, 2 things. 1, Honey got the optimal gun setup, and 2, this is a hull breaker Renekton. It wasn't the Sunder Renekton. It wasn't any, hyper high damage Renekton. He wasn't able to out DPS Honey in that moment, So very unfortunate for that to happen. But also, back in that fight, highlighting Recap was still clearing out mid lane when RJ started that fight, and his pathing, instead of coming straight down through River Brush, he decided to go in the Nook and get caught out like that. And you could have dropped the event horizon and still walked through River Brush and not get collapsed on by 3 other members of Sengoku there, as they 100% will take that fight every time, as we have seen. And now this gold lead just climbs higher and higher as they're already on Dragon Soul point as well. This hyper pivotal game temporal that we've been talking about is seeming just to fall in the lap of Sengoku here.
It's going their way. Their special, shall we say, special tactics is working out quite nicely. Yeah, there's not really much more to it than that. They've taken the fights which have come to them, as you mentioned, and falling in their lap, a good analogy. It's all coming up. Sengoku, their only losses, 2 tanks and 2 key fights. Well, I suppose you can't really call it a key fight if one just dives under the tier 1 tab. But in any case, not a lot traded backwards over, despite this losing side lane, despite Paz struggling up against Ino. Rascal Jesters have not been able to capitalize on the few points on the map that they maybe could have. I haven't seen a single chrono shift all game. And it's getting pretty
There was
rough.
one.
Was there one? Did it matter?
Mid lane. When he took tower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think there might have been another one, but that's the only one that I saw.
I was going to say, they've not been impressive. They've not been save Sol
Yeah.
from the jaws of defeat. It has more been just a consistent front-to-back loss. Yeah, as Jet will continue to push forwards. This Echo doing so much damage. The Lich Bane.
He's so strong right now.
I know, like he destroys infrastructure, he destroys humans, he destroys minion waves.
Yep, and he's looking to get himself a new pair of gator boots as he's just diving straight under tower. Gonna go ahead and hit up I know and just jump right out. Like, man, you know what was really crazy? Release Echo. Like, you mean to tell me he could steal move speed from me as well as speed himself up? Okay, that's the second rocket.
That was a check. That was a vision check.
That was a check.
Yeah, Rascal Jester's not confident. They haven't got any vision on the top side. Bar that blue control waters. They will find once here.
Oh, wow. CC City, take him to town, as that's once going straight to the bin as they want to burn the TP on this. A little bit of the feeling themselves. They know they've taken out the main source of hard engage from Sengoku. Looking to make something happen, but no, they just completely retreat. Rascal Jesters seemingly to get a little bit ahead of themselves here.
Seemingly. We'll go through it quickly in the replay. Once comes forwards, is on vision in that control ward. Places, like maybe a little confident in his own vision because he sees that over the wall. Honey, not able to help, too far away. Same for Jet. And Paz will walk in only to deny the speed boost from the empowered teleport. Sengoku take an uncharacteristic death in this game. They've looked pretty clean so far. Only a few rough parts around the edges. This Tangragus just continues to clear minion waves, and the observers really love watching. Oh, what?
Wait.
What?
Okay. I saw the missing pigs come out. All right. Man, I love
maybe just looking for the Predator, looking to take advantage of a moment-by-moment numbers discrepancy, but Sengoku are here. So Rascal Jester's maybe trying to force a little too hard, a little too fast. They will respond to the Herald play, but
they kind of have to.
Yeah,
this is Dragon's point, like Infernal Drake just spawned, so Sengoku's going to drop the Herald in mid, try to get it to that tower. Will be taken out, though. All three in that choke point, perfect spot for a baby cage, but can't quite get it over there. As Sengoku, they're just walking towards the dragon. They have the firepower, they have the gold lead. This might be the game point for Rascal Jesters if they aren't able to make something happen. As Honey's going to go ahead and start up the dragon. Once on the backside, going to be on Hachimecha and Soulkeeper's Verdict getting spun. Misses everyone as Honey's soloing out the Soul point here.
Yep, this is Soul. They couldn't get forwards.
Infernal Soul going to Sengoku, and now they're going to go for the fight as I know finally pops the Dominus. Is Jet jumping forward, trying to assassinate him. Will do the Chrono break to get back out. Chrono shift already used on to Recap as he comes back alive and drops right back to gray screen as the chase is on. Sengoku Gaming clean up a kill just off of one pick, and we'll go straight for Baron. Soul empowered, they know they can get this done.
Full denial there. Rascal Jester's not able to approach. And with that, Sengoku move to Soul Point. Jet is out of mana. Soul running forwards here.
Oh, flashing under tower. Gale forcing forward. Oh, the Zodi's denial. Rocket not timed enough.
No.
Oh, no, what are you doing? It's to execute. Soul just trying to make something happen. That was literally giving everything he had. Flash, heal, Gale Force, Rocket.
Let's bring it back in. Let's bring it in. The Soul Point here, Sengoku, fantastic, masterful, almost holding of this river. Paz up in the front, knows he can get away with whatever he wants. Poppy ultimate goes wide, would otherwise give the Jesters full access to this Dragon Pit once, holds on over the side until his smite is required, and with that, Paz opens up on the front line. Instead of denial, now the engage. Jet pushes Ino all the way to the side. And the only thing that could have gone better was holding on to Vega a little longer to deny the Chrono shift to get him back. Sengoku, they played it backwards very gently. And then as soon as they achieve their goals, they play forwards. They're able to take down Rascal Jesters once again, pick up the Baron, and push this game all the way into the end game.
I want to see a replay of that Soul dive because, wow.
That's cruel. That's cruel, Crow.
That's gonna be on my mind forever. Like, you know the famous special Thresh combo fail. This was literally that. As Sengoku baroned up, sold up, marching all the way into Rascal Jester's base, they're gonna take some towers. They have the wave to work with. Moonlight Vigil tickles 2, but doesn't really get anything off of that. Hachimecha going to cancel the Keeper's Verdict as 5 strong Sengoku are marching into the base of Rascal Jester, going to take this inhibitor so close to victory and putting them both at the 13-5 mark that we were talking about here. As Sengoku, they really want that spot. They really want that playoff spot, as they are just completely muscling over Rascal Jester, and there's not really any answer coming from the Jesters, as oh my god, Jet just denies recap from any sort of redemption. Exhaust be damned, as he will get the kill. Chrono Shift is put on to Soul, but he's not gonna be able to do anything at all, as this is the victory march. This is the victory horn sounding, a Sengoku melting the towers of Rascal Jesters. Nobody is dying. Everybody is boogieing and staying alive, as Honey on the steps of the fountain will claim another kill, will claim another tower. Sengoku going on to the Nexus. Rascal Jester stuck in the fountain, watching their base in tatters, and this will be Sengoku Gaming tying up the standing score, but taking the head-to-head.
They ended the 10-win streak. It's over. The Jesters find their opponent and find their match in Sengoku. The special tactics look so good, Crow. And with that, they are able to tie up the standings, as you mentioned. Second place now. All to play for in this Juggernaut match. These last 3 games. 2 weaker opponents, potentially each. And that will be all that matters for Rascal Jesters and Sengoku here. Congratulations, Sengoku. I enjoyed a Sengoku game, which is really good. No more struggling.
Oh, yes. Struggle gaming no more. Sengoku Gaming has arrived. As, yeah, just tying up that score. We'll touch on it in a minute, as we're going to bring back Brack. So, see you in just a second, guys.
And we are back with the analyst desk after Sengoku Gaming put their fate squarely in their own hands to close out the season, tying up Rascal Jester at 13-5. All they need to do now is 3-0 their remaining games, and they will take that Juggernaut spot.
Yes. Love it so much. No more struggle gaming. Oh, the end of the 10-win streak couldn't come any better, I think. Sengoku's special tactics really showed up on the day. Paz was that sneaky something special. I was like, going to be Fiora top lane? Is he going to try and bully Eno? What's he going to do? Turns out it wasn't him at all. Turns out it was Jet. And I think the MVP vote just concluding on the LJL Twitter, the official Twitter, and I think this is going to be Jet taking the top of the standings and pushing the lead even further with a 95% vote share at the time of reading. Not quite close just yet, so it could go even higher. Absolutely ridiculous. I enjoyed it, and I think the diver options from Sengoku, it only showed up once or twice where it didn't work, and through the rest of the game, fantastic gameplay.
Absolutely fantastic. Like, Jet... Oh man, like we talked about it very briefly in draft. Like, oh, Vigart versus Echo. We know how this is gonna go. We know how that works. We know what the nature of that matchup is gonna do. But it was more like Echo versus everybody, because once Jet got a little bit of a lead, decided to go everywhere on the map, the man was just putting pressure everywhere. And like, yeah, Honey put up impressive numbers too on his scoreline. Honey was DPSing as the DPS should, but the mover, maker, groover, shaker Jet himself, absolutely insane.
And now that the vote has concluded with just shy of 400 votes, 86.2% vote share for Jet MVPing that game, and I have no reason to argue with that at all. Absolutely godlike performance coming out on the Echo, and Jet just completely shutting down the Recap's beloved Veigar pick.
It's an older lane matchup, Captain, but it still checks out. And yeah, Echo missing from our lanes recently, more of the jungle pickup, which is, I don't know, I've never been a super fan. It does clear very quickly, but that's about it. Yeah, looks so good, and I guess we're adding that one to Sengoku's wheelhouse. All of the teams trying to find new things for playoffs. Everyone's picking up Gragas. Gragas clearly entering a Renekton sort of super sphere in the top lane, where if you're not playing one of those three, then you've got to ask yourself, are you really an LJL player, or are you just trying to adapt and have a bit of fun?
The question I have, Temporal, is do you see the Echo coming out in any other circumstance, or is it specifically a Veigar counter?
It's nearly always a Veigar counter. Plays into Azir and Syndra pretty decently. I think most of our Syndra teams won't end up facing off against Sengoku, because if they go Juggernaut match, it'll be, could play against Crest. I guess they could play against Crest. So yeah, Syndra is likely to see its resurgence, because there aren't that many Veigars in the LJL, mostly just Rascal Jesters. So yeah, it plays into those traditionally safe control mages, clears the wave faster than them, and then attacks. So your Azir, Syndra, Veigar, as we've seen today, that sort of character really do suffer against the Echo. I'd like to see it return, but I think the chances are low.
Looking forwards then, as I'm often want to do, especially since tomorrow I'm back. I'm hosting tomorrow as well.
Let's go. Double brag.
I know, right? Looking at the games for tomorrow, starting off with DFM versus Axes. That should be fairly cut and dry, but we might see some spice come out.
If it's the same DFM we see today, we maybe want, we want some bandages over those cracks.
And then CGA are looking to pick up a fairly easy win up against V3. Following up that one, Rascal Jester's Burning Core, which I believe is the Jester's last difficult matchup. Yeah, in theory at least. The last two games after that against Axes and V3. So this could be if they drop this game, then they almost certainly drop the Juggernaut spot to Sengoku.
Could be interesting to say, yeah. Definitely that Burning Core RJ matchup I'm looking at. Oh, I'm on tomorrow too, so I'll see you there, Brack. Yeah, it'll be dope.
Nice.
So it's going to be interesting to see, like, both of these teams, how RJ shakes off this loss and how Sengoku is able to keep continuing their momentum going. They're against Hawks. They should get the victory pretty easily. Keyword should, but Hawks
have been looking better.
Yeah.
They've been looking better, but have they been looking beat Sengoku better?
No. But it's Sengoku Gaming, and we know the struggle,
Exactly.
the way it is forwards. This will be our workup for match day 19 tomorrow, bright and early, the same time as today. It's that Hawks game is, it's worrying me now. That is Sengoku's last difficult match, and we know if Sengoku will have anything, it is just making sure that all of their fans sweat when they play off what should be a simpler game.
We'll, of course, see how that one goes tomorrow. Any final thoughts, gents, before we round off the day?
I mean, just because of the result of this matchup, because of the result of this finish, Sengoku definitely in charge of their own destiny here. RJ gonna do what they can. Like, oh my goodness, we were talking about the possibility of them getting that tie score and seeing what would happen going into playoffs. Getting that juggernaut match spot, and now it's a lot closer than it originally needed to be. So if Rascal Jester shows up tomorrow and then the next day, then right, like after tomorrow they're against Burning Core and then they're against Axis and
V3.
Yeah, so they need to show up tomorrow, and then the rest of their schedule is supposedly super easy for them to get through. So definitely looking forward to tomorrow with the new stakes in this new scenario that we do have, and I'm very excited for it.
It's definitely gonna be a banger at the end of the split. Everything to play for still. If Hawks play spoiler, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm so excited.
This is the end to the split I wanted. Swinging all the way to the line. We might, there is a possibility for Axis still to, I believe, deny Hawks a playoff spot, although looking at current trajectory, probably not that likely. We have seen the game that might have just completely swapped how playoffs progresses, with Sengoku potentially stealing the Juggernaut spot, and then we've got some other teams vying in the middle for, basically just for side selection at this point, isn't it?
Pretty much.
So, yeah.
As long as you don't drop below 6th, the end of the world won't find you. But I think for teams such as Rascal Jester that have shown these more important picks, like that extra 4th place really does matter a lot more than I thought it did, at least a few weeks ago. So will be still quite difficult for teams like Crest, who are slipping down the standings, to try and hold their own in a best of 5 series.
Alrighty. That will do us for day 18 here on LJL OU. I have been Brackish Brit. Thank you, gentlemen, Beautiful Crow and Temporal, for joining me for this second part of the day. And we had two good games, which is, two enjoyable games, which is perhaps one more than we expected to have.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
What a day.
What a day, indeed, yeah.
What a day. 3 days remain in the LJL Spring Split, and it still seemed, there's still some bits to be played for. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. I'll be back tomorrow with day 19. Don't miss that either. If you do, I will be sad.